Hello. So today we're going to talk about application of simultaneous equations. So think about this as being worded questions. So let's go over our steps of solving worded questions. You've probably talked about this before. We've probably talked about this before. So step 1, read the question. Highlight any important information. So this might be how many of something there are, how much something is, any pertinent information to what the question is. Step 2, write the information in mathematical form. So here you can be thinking about, equations, representing things as pronumerals. What does that mean? What do your pronumerals mean? Laying everything out in mathematical terms. In this step, you may also draw a diagram. Now, we might not be doing that in this exercise, but generally that would involve drawing a diagram in many questions. Step 3, what do you need to find? And is there rounding information? So I've found especially in Year 12 questions, a lot of people don't read the questions carefully enough, and so they don't actually give the answer to the question that's being asked. They answer some whole other different question. So make sure you know what it is you are meant to be finding. So what information do you need to find? And any rounding information. Are you being asked to round it to 2 decimal places or to the nearest whole number? Make sure that you are reading that information and highlighting it. Step 4, solve the equations for the unknowns. So if you've set up equations, start to solve it. Start to solve the mathematical problems that you have made there, because you've taken the worded problem and turned it into a maths problem. And step 5, make sure you've answered the question. Double check that you've actually answered it. And does the answer make sense? Does your answer fall into our range of sensible answers? Is it sensible if you've found the quantity of number of headphones made in an hour? Is it sensible for that to be negative? No. So you might want to go back and look over what you've done. Okay, so let's work through a few examples and using these steps. So, looking at her test results, Amy saw that the sum of her geography test score and maths test score was 22 and their difference was 12. Find the score for the 2 tests. So there I've done step 1, reading the question and highlighting the information. So then I go back and look at what I've highlighted and the information there. So the sum, that's adding, and difference, subtracting. Okay, so I'm going to have the sum of her geography test score and maths test score was 122. So geography plus maths equals 122. And their difference was 12. G minus M equals 12. Find the score for the 2 tests. Well, okay, now I'll look at that. That's just a nice simultaneous equation, simultaneous equations there. So I'll add those. Okay, so G plus G is 2G. Positive M, take away M is no M. 122 plus 12 is 134. So G equals 67. So I'll sub into, which one will I sub into? I'll sub into 1. So 67 plus M equals 122. So M equals 122, take 67, 55. Okay, so, and then you can do a little bit of double checking. 67 plus 55, 67 plus 50 is 117, plus 5 is 122, and the difference between those two is 12. Okay, so geography test was 67, maths test was 55. Have I answered the question? Yes, I have. Does my answer make sense? Yes, it does. Okay. A money box contains only 10-cent and 20-cent coins. There are 54 coins altogether, totaling $8.60. Let X be the number of 10-cent coins, let Y be the number of 20-cent coins. Write expressions for the total number of coins and for the total value of the coins in terms of X and Y. How many of each type of coin are there? Okay, so we have 54 coins altogether. So X is the number of 10-cent coins and Y is the number of 20-cent coins. So X plus Y must equal 54. Right, so now I'm just going to say 10 cents times by X plus 20 cents times by Y equals 860. I'm just looking at it in terms of cents here. Alrighty, so they are my two simultaneous equations. And now looking at this, well, if I divide equation 2 by 10, I'll get it a lot nicer, won't I? So 10x divided by 10 is x. 20y divided by 10 is 2y. So it's 86. Okay, that's looking better. So what shall I do? I'm going to go equation 3, take away equation 1. So x take away x is 0, 2y take away y is y, 86 take away 54, 32. So that means I've got 32 20-cent coins. So sub into equation 1. So x plus 32 equals 54. So x equals 22. Okay. All right, so we've got there. Have I answered the question yet? How many of each type of coin? Yes, I've done that bit. I haven't got the total value of the coins in terms of X and Y though, do I? So, so the 32 times by 20 cents. So that is 140 cents. So that's $6.40. And 22 by 10 cents is 220. So that is $2.20 in 10-cent coins. Yes, that makes sense. $8.60. So there are 32 20-cent coins and 22 10-cent coins. Right, I've got one more example. Nicholas buys 4 pears and 3 apples for $2.75. Nadia buys 7 pears and 5 apples for $4.70. Let P represent the cost of a pear and A represent the cost of an apple. How much does each type of fruit cost? So in cents. Okay, so let's put this in. Okay, so 4 pears, 3 apples, $2.75. And it's in cents. So 4p plus 3a, 275, because it's in cents, not in dollars. Okay, the second bit of information, we have 7 pears, 5 apples, $4.70. So 7 pears, 5 apples, 470. Okay, so I've got equation 1, equation 2. Right, what can I do to these equations so that I can then eliminate them? Obviously, we could be using our CAS calculators here. I'll do it by hand and then I'll show you on the CAS calculator. So I might times equation 1, I might get these A's the same, so times equation 1 by 5 and times, to make equation 3, I'll do that in a sec, and times equation 2 by 3. Okay, so equation 1, so 4p times 5 is 20p plus 15a equals, I'm going to need my calculator to help me there, oops, 275 times by 5, 1375, and equation 4, so that is 21p plus 15a equals 470 times by 3, 1410. Okay, so now I'll go equation 4 take away equation 3, just because I'm looking at it and that'll be nicer in terms of negatives. So 21p take away 20p is 1p, 15a take away 15a, no a, so that is 10 plus 25, so that's 35. P is equal to 35. Okay, so using that, I can sub into any of my equations. I might sub into equation 1. Okay, so 4 times 35 plus 3a equals 275. So, not too good at my 35 times tables. There we go, 140. 40 plus 3a equals 275. So 3a equals 275, take away 140. 3, 1. Okay, that is, so 135 divided by 3, oops, there it is, 13, 4, 1 over 5. Okay, so remembering that P is representing the cost of a pear in cents and A is representing the cost of an apple in cents. So a pear costs 35 cents and an apple costs 45 cents. Okay, so I said we'll also do this on the CAS calculator. So menu, menu, algebra, solve system of equations, solve system of equations. We're dealing with 2 equations, and I'm going to change that to P and A. Okay, so 4 times P plus 3 times A equals 275, and then 7 times P plus 5 times A equals 470. Enter. You can see, yep, I've got there 45 and 35. If I wanted to have it in dollars, I could have put the decimal points back in, and you can see, yep, there 45 cents and 35 cents. So that's solving applications of simultaneous equations.